Hey, Pokedad fan club, it's me, Pokedad, and I apologize I haven't done a deck profile in a week, but we had vacation this past week, and I've just been really busy, so I'm going to do two deck profiles for you. The first one I'm going to look at is right now is the Mega Houndoom from the new Breakthrough sets. I'm going to use some proxies to show you what I've come up with. Certainly probably could use some more play testing, but I have play tested it quite a bit. Seems to play pretty well, so we'll talk about what works well and what doesn't. But anyway, so we're going to start off with our Pokemon lineup. We're going to play 4 Houndoom EX. I thought about playing less, like playing a 3-line, but I really want to start with Houndoom EX, okay? Because Houndoom EX is a 170 HP Pokemon. It's a fire type, and the first attack for 1 fire energy is called Melthorn. It does a milling effect. It just discards 2 cards off the top of your opponent's deck. One of the things I really like about Houndoom and Mega Houndoom is it actually allows you for some flexibility. So if you run into like a speed Rayquaza deck where they just roll through most of their deck really quickly, Houndoom can help you deck them out quicker. And sometimes that's all those milling 2 at the beginning of a game can really be possibly 2 critical cards. And if you haven't got another fire energy in play, then you can still do that and it still be somewhat effective. But also at the end of the game, he can be very useful to finish off the mill and finish the game. But that's primarily not what we use it for. It just gives us that flexibility. I really like, though, the second attack. Now, I know it only does 50 damage for 2 energies. But here's what I want you to think about. On turn 1, you really want to try to get a blacksmith into play, if at all possible. Now, we have a ton of cards in this deck to make sure that we have enough fire energy in the discard pile, and we'll talk about those later. But we want to really try to blacksmith turn 1. We can blacksmith to the Houndoom, assuming that we go second, is what I mean by turn 1. But even if not, if turn 2, we can have Mega Houndoom out. We can blacksmith to the Mega Houndoom and go ahead and start attacking. But we blacksmith to Houndoom. We attach a burn energy to either a Houndoom or a Camerupt on the bench, and then we can use the attack. It does 50 damage. I don't remember what it's called. I apologize. But then you also get to take a card from the discard, a fire energy from the discard pile, and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So you can pretty much in turn 1 have 2 Houndooms ready to go, or you could have Houndoom and Camerupt started. So for that reason, I really like the Houndoom. It gives you flexibility. But the big player in this deck is obviously Mega Houndoom. And we're going to play 3 of those. So we'll play a 4-3 line of Houndoom, Mega Houndoom. Mega Houndoom has the attack Infernal Fang. And basically for 2 fire energies, you can do 80 damage. However, if you choose to discard those 2 energies, then now it becomes 160 damage. So 80 plus 80 more. The good thing about this is you can do 160 potentially on turn 2. And even if you can either use burn energies, attach them and use them up, and then reattach them because that's their special ability, or you could just blacksmith and have the attack ready to go next turn. So you could use it one turn, blacksmith the next turn, and it's ready to go again. So it's a very fast deck, but unlike Mega Rayquaza and Raichu, it doesn't require a lot of setup. In fact, you could be set up with 10, 15 cards is all you need, as opposed to a whole lot more that you need for Mega Rayquaza. So Mega Houndoom's very good in that sense. Now we're going to talk about a couple more attackers. I do play one Camerupt EX, and I will say that I've even considered maybe playing two of these. But Camerupt works really well in this deck also because between Blacksmith and Houndoom's attack, you can get 4 or 5 energies on Camerupt very quickly. And if you get any burn energies, then you can put them back so that when we use Explosive Jet, we can knock out big EX Pokemon. Now, especially, Camerupt is especially in this deck for other Megas. Now, don't get me wrong, Mega Houndoom can go toe-to-toe with most Megas, except Mega Rayquaza is going to one-shot him pretty easily. Mega Tyranitar probably will one-shot him pretty easily. So we need something that can put out 250 damage pretty quickly. And Camerupt can be just that bench sitter that just sits on the bench waiting. You just keep charging it up little by little each turn. And then before you know it, you've got 5 energies. Like by turn 3, if you do everything right, you can have 8 energies on the board. 2 on each of your Houndooms and 4 on your Camerupt. And by turn 3, you're ready to go and hit for 250 or more if you need it. So Camerupt is a really good Pokemon in this deck. I know many people always thought it was pretty bad in the past, but it seems like now with this deck, with Houndoom coming out, it just seems perfect that Camerupt works so well with it. And like I said, you might even want to consider maybe reducing Houndoom down by 1 and then bumping up Camerupt. But remember, we really want to try to start with Houndoom. Now, I also play one Entei, and you can actually use this Entei, or you can use the other one that just has 2 fire energies. This is basically to help against, Camerupt's to help against Megas, but Entei is to help against walls that we can't get through with EXs. So Entei will help us get through Beautifly. Entei can help us with Regice, even though we are weak to Regice, so we have to be very careful with that matchup. He can help us with many of those different types. You know, we don't really have to worry too much about Aegislash because he's weak to fire, and we could just Blacksmith to a Mega Houndoom and take Aegislash out. As long as we don't attach any burn energy, we're good. So Aegislash isn't really a problem. Giratina's not really, can be a little bit of a problem, but Camerupt can help us with that. So those are kind of the 2 kind of kickers to help us with any walls that we might run into that the Houndooms can't take care of. Alright, for our supporter Pokemon, we play 2 Shaman EX. This is just pretty much a standard card in most decks now, at least 1, and I found that most people are running between 2 and 3 actually. So 2 Shaman EX is about right because our bench just gets too full, because we also use Hoopa EX. And really I found that in just about any Mega deck, Hoopa EX is just really good. I mean, if you've got a Houndoom ready to go with a Spirit Link on it, Hoopa can go grab the Mega Houndoom, a Shaman, and another Houndoom to get you started. Or if you want to go ahead and get Camerupt out, go for Camerupt and a Shaman. Whatever you want to do, I mean, Hoopa is just perfect in those situations. Alright, so that's our Pokemon line. Let's move into supporters. So now we're going to play supporters. Now, I know you're going to think of it, this is really odd, but I only play 3 Sycamores in this deck. Alright, the reason is we have a lot of draw power. Between Shaman, Fiery Torch, and Scorched Earth, which we'll get to in a minute, we really have a lot of draw power, and we really don't want to have to use Sycamore. Sycamore's more of like, if we absolutely have to, we will. We really want to be using Blacksmith more than Sycamore if at all possible. I do play 1 Shauna, and this is just in case we might get decked out, potentially, because we can get draw through the deck pretty well. So Shauna can help us get set up. I mean, not get set up. Help us if we're look like we're getting to deck out. So 1 Shauna. I play the Blacksmith. I play 3 of those. We do play VS Seekers so we can get those back. But I don't feel like we need a 4th one in here because Houndoom's attack can help us get energy out of the discard pile. So for that reason, we just play the 3 Blacksmith. We play 1 Hex Maniac. I think this is going to be just kind of a standard card in most decks. If we run into Vileplume, or if we run into those walls and we don't have the right card out, we can still kind of get through them. So Hex Maniac can help us with that. Also, we can stop someone's Shaman draw at the beginning, so we can slow our opponent down with a setup, getting set up if we need to. We play 2 Lysanders, which I think are just important in most decks. This deck also needs the Lysanders to Lysander up that final Shaman to take a knockout on it or whatever. But I think the card that really makes this deck, and also another reason why I don't play 4 Sycamores, is I actually have another draw supporter. I have Giovanni's Plan, and I play 2 of those. Now, I typically don't want to have to use Giovanni's Plan for its draw support, but it's always available there. So Giovanni's Plan was the very first supporter card that we got that has, well, you can choose one of 2 options. Either A, you can choose to draw your hand up to 5 cards, or B, you can add an additional 20 damage to your attack. In this deck, most people were thinking Mega Houndoom is going to be not so good because you need to have a muscle band. And sure, you can grab a tool, I forget what it is called, a tool replacement or whatever, and take the Spirit Link off and put a muscle band on there. But why do that when you can just get a 1-turn muscle band when you need it? So we play Giovanni's Plan so that we can do that extra 20 damage. So now, instead of doing 160, we're going to be doing 180 with Mega Houndoom. And if we have Burn Energy in play, we can roll right through an opponent very quickly because we discard the Burn Energy, reattach them, VS Seeker for Giovanni's Plan next turn, play it again, Burn Energy, discard it, reattach it, and boom. I mean, you can knock out 3 EXs really fast. So Giovanni's Plan is just really solid in this deck. Alright, let's move into our item cards. The first item card is probably pretty obvious. We play 3 Spirit Links for the Mega Houndoom. We play 3 Ultra Balls to help us get Hoopa and to get Shamans and to get whatever we need. We play 3 Trainer's Mails. This kind of helps us find Fiery Torches and Spirit Links and supporters and whatever we need. So we play 3 of those. We also play 4 Fiery Torches. I'm playing a lot of energy in this deck, so 4 Fiery Torches just really helps out with that. Because the retreat cost on Mega Houndoom has a 1 retreat cost, Houndoom has a 2, and Camera Up has a 4. So because we have retreat cost, we do have to play a couple switching cards just in case. So we play 1 switch and 1 escape rope. We also play 2 battle compressors. Even though I'm playing the Fiery Torches, sometimes I need to compress a Blacksmith in the discard pile and then VS Secret, or sometimes I need to get more energy. And with the battle compressor, we can actually get 2 energies and a Blacksmith in the discard pile. And if we get VS Seeker on turn 1, we can turn 1 Blacksmith and be ready to go. And then finally we play 3 VS Seekers. There's just so much in this deck that I really would like to play the 4th, but a lot of times it ends up getting Ultra Balled away or Sycamored away. So we'll play just the 3 VS Seekers. And again, as you know, like with any deck, feel free to change it for your own personal preference. I'd love to hear any other ideas that maybe you guys have. But anyway, now we'll go into stadiums. Just one stadium, 3 of them, 3 total, but just the one, Scorched Earth. Again, we're playing fire, a lot of fire energy, so we want to be able to use Scorched Earth and draw more cards with that. Alright, as far as energy goes, that's all we got left. We'll play 4 burn energy. Again, those are proxied. Again, I've already mentioned it, but if you discard due to an attack, you can put them right back on. So it's very nice with Mega Houndoom and with Camera Up. Even if we just have 1 burn energy on Camera Up, and let's say we have 3 regular energies, alright, and we need to do 200, even if we have to discard all of those, it still is very convenient because by putting 1 back onto Camera Up, we can attach for turn, and then we can blacksmith, and we can have 4 ready to go on Camera Up the next turn. And then obviously if we can get 2 on a Camera Up, you know, it makes it even nicer because then we can hit for 200, put 2 back on, and then all you need is a blacksmith. So Camera Up still, even with just 1 burn energy on it, can be really, really strong. And then of course if you can get Mega Houndoom with 2 burn energies, then you're just constantly hitting over and over again for 160, and with Giovanni 180. As far as regular fire energy, we play 9 fire energies. So we play a total of 13 energies. And I know that seems, maybe some people think that's a little high, but with all the fiery torches and Scorched Earth and battle compressors, I mean, it's really nice to have a lot of energy to be able to make use of those resources. So that's what we do. Anyway guys, this is the deck profile for Mega Houndoom. I hope you like it. I'll be featuring it in Tuesday Night Fights, so keep an eye out for that. Anyway, enjoy. Talk to you later. Hit like, guys, just to encourage me to keep doing this. I'd really like to see 10 likes. So if I could get 10 likes, I'd really appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already. And we will talk to you later. Bye, guys.